Get this 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network. Yes, it's still me, Tony Martin.
Hello.
We've got Ian Cavalier.
Hi, Tone.
And who's pushing those buttons? Yes, it's Richard Marsland.
Beautiful chiselling in the face, almond-shaped eyes, really carries himself well with style. He thinks he's the best, and he probably is.
There you go.
Have a nice gate.
I was going to say that your coat is looking deliciously shiny, Rich.
Thank you. I've been on a diet of almonds for 2 weeks.
Popping a little bit of olive oil in your food of a night, have you?
Look wonderful.
Best in show.
You were.
On this show.
Beat off a challenge from a dashend.
No need to grab me there.
All right. Okay, so somebody's
What do you mean you've got a nice gait? What does that mean?
It means a nice walking style, isn't that right?
I can't follow any of this. I am a dog lover, but did somebody just say that Richard beat off a dachshund? Let's just move on. What has been going on while we've been away? Ed Cavalier, are you still living in that house?
No, sir.
What's happened?
Well, I'm out of there.
Give it the arse.
Gave myself the arse.
Too many segment mentions on the show.
As you know, I had to put a ban on talking about my flatmates because they were listening to the show.
Yeah, and I think you'd clocked up $200 on the cleaning wheel. That'd been
Not enough points, hey? Not enough points. But I'm out of there, and now I'm in what we're calling the Dude Ranch, which is a brand new share house I've started with my homeboy Jacko.
Fantastic.
And my homeboy Matt. Ho, 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 ho!
Conversation pit, sunken Beatles health style.
All it is, the whole house is built around coming up with interesting ways to sort of introduce a fart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
This wasn't going down so well in the all-girl household before.
In the catch-up where I used to live. You see, now you go near a door, you go, is this door playing up? Brings the house down.
Sensation.
Neighbours poking their heads in going, that was great.
All is right with the world.
Feels so good.
Finally a house that I can fart in without receiving
Fear of retribution.
Wow. Much farting going on at your place, Rich?
No, not over the past couple of weeks. I just went to visit my parents for a few days.
Where'd you go?
Which is, it's chin deep in McLeod's daughter's country.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
Near Drover's Run. Seriously, it is there. And I grew up around that area, and it's not as much fun as the TV show makes.
You're a man of the land, Rich.
Yeah.
Have you ever birthed a calf?
No, I have actually. I've helped out with calf birds.
Oh, that's segment 3. That's going to be great.
What have you had your hand in? Rich, you said, is that Adelaide?
Yeah, it is, South Australia.
Go to Veal Gardens?
Gateway to the mid-north, around the Gawler area. Checked out the Veal Gardens.
Yeah.
Said hello to the groundskeeper, who's a close friend of mine.
How's the Veal Gardens, Richard's favourite gay beat in Adelaide?
Sure,
How
yeah.
is it looking?
Well, I'll tell you, there's a bit of news on that because the road that leads to Pavilion on the Park...
Is that where it's at?
Which is one of the hottest beats in the city, has some roadworks. And I don't want to say I got bogged because that could incriminate me. But there is some work going on.
So there's workmen around.
Yeah.
Surely this is a positive boom for the Veal Gardens.
That's a good point.
Hard hats all round. All right. Okay, we'll get
And
to
you, Martin?
locked in a booth. Speaking of farting, locked in a studio for 2 weeks working on what I predict will be DVD of the year, the Barge Ass
Really?
Olden Days double feature. 17 Easter eggs. 17.
What's the record?
I don't know what the record is, but my aim...
I think the Stingers Season 2 DVD had 19.
Passion of the Christ, ironically, no
They
Easter
still
eggs.
selling those Stingers DVDs.
Yeah.
No, because my aim was to create the first DVD with more hidden content than actual content.
And?
I don't know if it's going to get past the lawyers. But here's what we had to do. We're going, okay, you know how on DVDs, the menus sometimes will just have no music?
Yeah.
Like the main menus will, but then when you get down to like subtitles, often nothing.
Oh, I know, so.
So, and we've just run out of bits of music to put under menus. Lots of stuff, can't get the clearance on. Kershaw's people not helping. I've just gone and sat in a booth for about an afternoon, just being barge-ass making breakfast. That's going to be a menu. That's what I've been doing.
So that's going to be the menu screen that you wake up to if you fall asleep watching
I
Barge
hope
Ass.
so.
Wow.
Normally, when you have a holiday from your radio show, best to go outside, not lock yourself in a booth.
So you've simulated breakfast from a fictional fat cop.
Who I used to play 14 years ago on the ABC.
What a life.
What a holiday! I live on the edge. I have no idea what's been going on in the real world. Is Big Brother still on? Remember we used to
I
talk
think
about
so.
that?
No, it is. It is. Some of the racist gear is going to air, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, good news. It's good news.
Testing?
Boom for the show through the roof.
Well, see, I haven't been following it. I don't know who's still in there.
No.
But I saw this ad for it last night.
Tonight, Andrew, Billy, Joel, and Thomas. They've all been there from the start.
Andrew, Billy, Joel and Thomas? How long has Billy Joel been in there? Just make it one giant punishment room if he was in there. That's right. Rex Hunt Mania has continued unabated during our absence. So many people emailing in saying, let's celebrate Rex Timber.
That's a good idea.
Where later in the year, everyone will talk like Rex Hunt in his national address to the nation. But, of course, Rex has been in the news. And congratulations to the football crew here at Triple M.
Which I listen to.
Kicking goals.
Yeah, it rocks along.
Knocking these AM pretenders off their perch.
Absolutely.
As a result, at least in Melbourne, Rex Hunt has been banned by his radio station from touching the sound effects buttons and making unfunny jokes because of the drop in ratings of the footy. Gee, imagine if that ban was instituted
I was just
here.
going to say.
It'd just be silence from this time slot.
Dead air.
But he's going, well, you know, I've got to defend myself.
Absolutely.
So he's got on the radio and dropped a few pearls.
I tell you what, if it doesn't kill you, it can only make you stronger. And I've just come back from the biggest business trip in Europe where people from Russia who can't speak English are talking about me.
Are they? Surely.
This is dizzy stuff, folks.
An opportunity missing.
Absolutely. Just kids in Russia saying to the, people who speak English, who is this man? Why is he kissing fish? Get out of our orphanage. Leave my sneakers alone.
But he won't be stopped, Rex Hunt.
No.
On he goes.
This is but a mere glitch on the radar. But let me say to you one thing. I will not stop trying new things. Because without innovation and without trying, you can't do anything. And that's what I said to the children of Prague when I spoke to them at the fishing show. Have a go.
What are you talking about?
When I spoke to the children of Prague from an alleyway, nude with a cape on, I'll never stop innovating, kids. I'm going to take this act to cul-de-sacs.
Gotta keep trying new stuff. And of course, as
Kids of Prague. Can you
know.
imagine them all?
At a fishing show.
Assembled. Millions of Prague kids assembled. Did you hear there's a fishing show from an unknown Australian? What? Oh my God, Pavel, quickly. We've got to be there.
Dizzy stuff. But as always with Rex Hunt, only a minute in, and his critics are copying it.
Ah, dear.
I can tell you right here and now, if those critics, and by the way, I've been all over the world like you, have you seen a monument erected in memory of a critic? The sad thing for my critics, the biggest kick in the pants for quite some time, and just like this beautiful fire I'm sitting by, it's given me great fuel and energy.
What? What is he talking about?
That's quite an image.
What does that mean, Richard Barson?
He's sitting by an open fire.
Right.
With a snifter of cognac.
Yeah.
Probably naked.
Yeah.
On the phone to the radio.
So what? His critics are like, they're slaving away in a mine somewhere, going, gee, I wish we like Rex Hunt sitting next to a fire.
Stroking a white cat.
And I love nobody ever. He's used that in the motivational speech that he did 10 years ago. He used that same line. Nobody ever erected a monument to a critic.
So true.
You're going, well, there is that statue of Kenneth Tynan in the West End of London. And
Besides that.
obviously, there's the Pauline Kael Library.
No, don't worry about that. No,
Roger Ebert has a star on the Hollywood Walk.
no, that's not the same. Yeah.
I think there's a museum dedicated to Stanley Kaufman.
Are you a knocker?
But obviously, apart from those four, nobody has ever erected a monument to a critic. All right, are we feeling fired up?
I feel good.
See, once you get a bit of Rex in your
Yeah, you
system,
feel good.
you're ready to go.
I feel I can do anything.
Sure, you're 7 minutes over, and it's only break 2. But it is, get this! The listeners have been piling on with emails.
What's concerning them?
Well, they're going back to things we were talking about weeks ago.
Yes.
Remember we were talking about teachers at school who keep the kiddies occupied with a movie
Yes.
while they, I don't know what they're doing, smoking drugs.
Less than 0 in my Year 9 English class.
Really?
Real eye-opener.
Right.
Yep.
Well, listen to this. Craig has written in to say, heard you guys talking about videos teachers play to the class while they're out of the room. One day our sports teacher was away and he left us with the very informative 1999 Inside Sports swimsuit edition.
What did they learn? The effect of waves on norks?
The two girls in the class weren't so impressed.
Well.
Oh, come on. Get with the program, ladies.
Outvoted, ladies. It's a democracy.
It's from the last century, 1999.
It's historic.
The way we lived back in the 90s. Okay, that's a good one. What about Sarah, who's we've been talking about couples, how they got together. I'm sure that was a whole show.
Did we?
I don't remember that. Does that sound like us?
Did anyone look at the wedding pages over the break?
Cousins marrying?
It's really a bit much. It's starting to look like the wedding present people have given, like the groom, is to have his face altered to look exactly like his bride. It's disgusting.
Putting you off, is it, Ed?
Well, I'm not going to do it.
No.
No.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, what did Sarah say?
Well, apparently we were talking about this, but 6 years ago, her boyfriend at the time went and saw the movie Blue Velvet. Oh. It's always romantic. Shortly after seeing this, he started to slap me on the ass regularly and calling me toots. We're not together anymore. So what Dennis Hopper did in that movie, I think it got a bit more severe. Could have been a lot worse.
The least of your worries.
Slapped on the ass and called toots. You're getting off lightly after a Blue Velvet session.
Bringing out the canisters of gas. I quickly made a run for it.
Wow.
Okay,
Sarah,
this
thanks.
is what our listeners have been up to. Rock. Did anyone get into rock over the break?
Ooh,
Richard Marsland.
I purchased the Beatles anthology. Yeah, no, that's hardly rock,
This
is it?
is dizzy stuff.
I know, but I've been after it for ages. Because I love rock documentaries and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the best ones.
Excuse me, Richard, rockumentaries.
Yeah, it goes for like 14 hours. It's
Okay,
brilliant.
so you've watched 14 hours of the Beatles. Surely you've perfected that Ringo impression by now.
I was watching for George Harrison, and really there's nothing really interesting about the way George Harrison speaks.
No, but Ringo, on the other hand,
Go on, Rich.
Ringo's quite impressive.
it's getting there.
He's turned into Sean Connery over the break, which is nice.
Sean Connery with one part Peter Harvey, but inching slowly towards Ringo Starr.
I mean, I never talked to Pete Best, but he seemed quite happy with that. No, that's not right.
Ringo Starr, Canberra. Okay, that's been coming along
Not
over
bad,
the break.
not bad.
What about that rock festival they have in England, Glastonbury?
Oh,
Did you
yes.
see that?
It's always raining.
All mud. And then the mad kind of, what do you call that, installation?
Banksy is like a street artist. Is that the guy you're talking about?
Got the Portaloos,
Yeah.
turned them into a sculpture. Have we got that clip?
Glastonbury's infamous portable toilets, now arranged in a mock ceremonial circle. The latest tongue-in-cheek creation from the elusive graffiti artist Banksy.
Banksy. What is the Banksy story, Richard?
Well, actually, he's got a website, banksy.co.uk, but no one knows who he is. And he does art which...
It's Rex Hunt.
Well, it's a lot of alleyway work where it's stencils, so he sprays on stencils.
Oh, right, that
and,
guy.
And they look like part of the actual environment that they're in. They're very clever.
Yes.
And he did some other things where he painted cows, and he got in a lot of trouble for that, and he did the Blur album, but no one knows who he is.
a whole circle of Portaloos at a rock festival. What would you call that?
They're calling it Boghenge.
Beautiful.
Of course they are. You know, something's missing here. I'm going, what is it? And then Cecilia has, of course, brought in the new Zoo magazine. Check the cover there.
My goodness.
I think Crystal might have gone, had a look at the mirror and gone, not big enough, not fake enough.
Not oily enough.
Better get some more put in there. Has she been stacking on, having more put in there?
I think she's stacked on.
Gee.
Jeez Louise.
Inside, so we've got make your own, sound the Antonius.
Mockbell.
Make your own Tony Mockbell wig.
That's pretty funny.
And I like this idea they've floated here of, Phil Spector wigs.
Oh, yes.
Every day a new Spector for Tony Mockbell. What about the big Spector afro for when he steps off the plane? If they ever get him back here.
It's a good look.
He's staying one step ahead of them, I noticed.
He is, isn't he? Getting married.
Good moves.
Good call.
Keep him dancing.
Having kids.
When he gets off the plane, he should wear the Beatlemania wig that he was caught in.
That's
and just
good.
do the big Beatles wave at the top of the staircase.
But I'm just turning to...
Don't flick so quickly, Tone. You'll go from norks to hideous wounds.
I know. It's walking through a minefield. Oh, somewhere here, Crystal's page.
Uh-oh.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Because I know you love Crystal's page. There's not really been any highlights since the days of old Mr. Ballsack. Sorry if you've just tuned in. I can't explain that. Listen to this. Somebody writes in, Dear Crystal, how can I get my girlfriend to stop using her vibrator during sex?
Oh, yeah.
It's making me feel quite inadequate, writes Frodo of Glebe, New South Wales. I don't want to think about hobbits having sex this early in the day. What?
It's not real, right? Like, they obviously make up the letters into Z.
Come on.
Right? They obviously make them up. At least give them real names. Frodo. Have they run out of first names? They have to go for mythical characters? Saran writes,
Oh, that's
my booming voice puts ladies off.
What's that noise? Is that back again? What's wrong with me?
No, it's me. I'm humming.
Yeah, it's a
No,
crack
you're
of
not.
Mount Doom.
All right, let's class this program up.
Okay.
Burning bridges. Why are we doing this for a topic?
Well, Tone, I'm no longer welcome at my old share house.
And we know why.
Well,
This segment.
yeah. But
Do the new people you've moved in with know that you have a radio show and are likely to be talking about them every day?
yeah, they enjoy it.
Really?
They're looking forward to getting mentioned.
They're not acting up to it, are they? They're
No,
not like
no,
Big
no, no,
Brother
no.
people.
No. My flatmate snapped his key in the door last night.
I did that on the weekend.
Really?
I have a pair of pliers in the car and a spare key.
Just to get your keys out of the house.
Just for such an eventuality.
This happened to my wife about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Had to call, ambulances, helicopter rescue.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've gone, what you need is you need a spare key on your key ring and you need a pair of pliers in your car to pull out the bit from the door.
And it worked?
And it worked. Everyone laughed at me for months.
When you were wearing it around
now,
your neck.
I'm being accused of setting the whole thing up. You've deliberately snapped that key off. Okay, so what
Just
happened
to
there?
show off.
And what happened?
Nah, look, he's come home, he snapped his key off in the door after telling us the day before. Gee, someone will probably snap their key off, I reckon. Well, you could have not. And that's it. So that's the first thing he's done. He moved in last night. His
Yeah.
first act was to snap his key off in the door.
And his second act is to go, wow, even just snapping the key off gets me a whole segment on primetime national radio. What's he working on now?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you've burnt the bridges at the old house.
Well, okay, there was a few incidents, right? But the final one, which I'm particularly proud of, one of my one of my former flatmates, who the last morning I lived there, she came storming into the kitchen in the morning in a huff, in a big huff, and I made the mistake of asking what was wrong, and she said, "Well, okay, I buy plastic containers to take my lunch to work, and then they're not here. Okay, now it's not the $2 because it's not." All right? What it is that I think someone, you, Ed, are taking them to work and leaving them there, probably throwing them out without washing them.
Cut to Ed wearing a suit made of plastic containers, clomping out of the house on plastic container stilts.
So I thought, I've had enough of this. This is enough. So I said, what's happened? She goes, well, I've lost one, haven't I? I said, all right, look, I'll take Adelaide. Holly, you take Brisbane. I'll get on the blower. We'll get to the western suburbs. And she stormed past me and went to work. And as she was walking down the hall, I was shouting at her, like on my knees shouting at her, we'll find it. I don't care if it takes me my whole life. We will find this container. So I thought, that's mature and I've dealt with this issue. So I packed up all my stuff and there was this terrible old pair of boxer shorts which I had, Rich, which had been sitting in the backyard for about 3 or 4 months, as nature intended. Holes in them everywhere.
Sure.
So I placed them lovingly on her laptop and then wrote a note that said, Dear such and such, it's a joy to live with you, so loving and carefree. Here's a token of my affection. I hope you find all the containers that you're looking for.
Wow.
And I'm not welcome back.
Consider that bridge burnt. You have just said.
Bridge.
What the hell was that?
Burning down the bridge.
Yeah. Forget this orchestra.
Wow.
Not welcome there, Tone.
Cop those derps. Tony Mockbell, what were you saying this morning?
The reports are...
Yes.
I mean, he's got 3 mobile phones.
Yes.
Fair enough. He's got a beautiful hairpiece.
Sure.
But then, Rich, you were saying he's also been found with...
Well, yeah, that's right. Well, I read on Wikipedia yesterday. And
Here we go.
and I am trying to cross-check this with an actual source
With your Greek police sources.
to see if this is true. So I'll just say alleged.
Yeah.
That apparently some cocaine, like sachets of cocaine, up his rectum.
Really?
That's what I read on Wikipedia.
But
But,
wait-
last week I had cocaine up my rectum on Wikipedia.
That's true, and it was and they got it wrong. It was heroin, and you were selling it. So
So he's in a classy restaurant
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the seashore, but that's just in case some clients come by.
I think that
I've
when-
got some of the merch here. Hang on a second.
I don't want it now. I think that's just your daily sort of check of all of the things that you have. Like when I leave the house, grey jumper,
Yeah.
check. Hat that I wear every day,
Sure,
check.
yeah.
Shorts in winter, check. When you mock-
800 sandwiches.
Yeah, check. Mockbell, phones, 3, got 'em. Beautiful hairpiece, good. Something missing. I don't feel full. Ah, there it is. Up you go. Now I'm ready. Now I'm runway ready.
I might just go back to Paris Hilton country. I know we were supposed to be your Paris in jail joke.
Non-connection.
Free connection, but technically she's out of jail now. Look at this. This is a letter in the Herald Sun in Melbourne today. Paris Hilton is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm good at judging people by their face. She's a fun-loving, kind and genuine person. That's from Joy Buttress of Dramana.
I don't know.
Joy Buttress.
Which of the videos has she watched?
I don't know. Do you think that's Joy Buttress or Joy Buttress? Oh, she's a real Joy Buttress, her. Can't have any fun. In comes the Joy Buttress. It's like whenever I see someone whose first name is Dick on TV.
Oh, yeah.
If it's Dick Bender, I always think of it as Dick Bender.
Yeah, of course you do.
Always put the emphasis on the Dick.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Every ending of
Like Dick Wolf.
Yeah, Dick Wolf.
It's the Dick Wolf.
That guy's a Dick Wolf. He's a wolf for the dick.
Hunts in packs.
It doesn't matter how serious the ending of a Law and Order is. As soon as they go to the Dick Wolf, I'm laughing. Hey, what about the Dalai Lama? He's in town. How's that going? Is the tour going all right?
Well, I'm not sure. They're still struggling to sell tickets, but it does answer the philosophical question. What is the sound of one pair of hands clapping?
Have we got that clip from last night's news? Listen to the satisfied customers at the Dalai Lama's gig.
The 72-year-old passionately sharing centuries-old wisdom as fresh faces watched on. Some followers coming from a world away to participate in the tour.
Yeah, it's a very fantastic opportunity for all of us, so especially here in Australia.
It was bloody awesome.
Nuts.
Sensational, mate. Absolutely rock.
Best show I've seen all year.
Triple M, thanks for bringing him to town.
Anything we can do.
Happy to help out.
Tony Mockbell should be grateful that he wasn't hiding out in the Sudan.
Oh, dear.
The law over there is pretty severe. Now, a bloke in Brisbane has got off those charges. All very serious.
Very serious.
Not here to make fun of that. There was just one aspect of Sudanese law I didn't know about. Listen to this.
46-year-old George Forbes has had his death sentence quashed. He'd been accused of murdering a Ukrainian man found hanged, despite an autopsy which concluded it was suicide. Under Sudanese law, those convicted of murder die the same way as their victims.
Now, doesn't that get you thinking if you're a murderer?
Okay.
You die the same way. I mean, isn't that incentive to, if you are going to murder somebody, to maybe lock them in a piano, push them off a cliff, have it bounce off a trampoline into, I don't know, the cleavage of Crystal from Zoo magazine. Something creative so that when they do the execution of you, they've got to recreate
They'll have to
it.
stage it.
I mean, that's technically what you have to do there.
Okay.
Trying to think, what could you do? What about this? So let's say, I don't know, what's happening in the Sudan? Ocean's 13, is that coming out there?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, there's the Premier.
Okay.
No one big would be going. They wouldn't be able to get Clooney or Brad Pitt. They'd probably get Casey Affleck.
Oh, geez, ouch.
He's driving up to the Premier because they wouldn't have a driver in the Sudan. He have to drive himself.
Yeah.
You're going to murder somebody.
Yep.
You just push them out in front of the car. Bang, dead. Cut to the trial. Casey Affleck has to fly back out. Got to restage it again.
So you get 2 Casey Affleck visits for the price of one.
I don't know. Obviously, I'm out on a limb here.
You know what else there is?
But think about it.
It's a good gig for a director. You know, you could be the guy, Rick Birch style. He does a lot of Olympic opening ceremonies. You could be the man that stages
murders.
Yeah, the elaborate revenge murders in Sudan. That's a good directing gig. It's a very good gig.
Wow, you did that one.
Yeah, you did the Casey. Oh, that was wonderful. No. Yeah, no, I thought it was going to be a Casey Affleck impersonator, but you really got him.
We certainly don't condone murder here at Get This.
No.
But if you are in the Sudan
Yeah.
and you are murdering somebody, think about it.
Think about it.
It's a chance for some good gags.
Get creative.
He's finally here, our special guest.
This bloke has had an extraordinary influence on radio.
That's right, it's Greg Fleet.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Oh, you wouldn't believe this week's story. I'd like to start with my usual, it's not my fault. But Nikki has even said that. It's true. Nikki's even said that I wasn't informed by my my otherwise brilliant managerial team that I was on today. But I was sitting having coffee with Mick Moriarty and a couple of friends, and a guy in a ute pulled up and went, "Oh, I just heard Tony Martin say they're hoping you'll turn up for the show today." And I went, "Really?" And he looked at me like, "No, I made it up, you know." And I went, "Oh my God!" And thought about asking him to give me a lift.
We need that guy. Can we get that guy to just show up regularly,
Wherever I am.
or just relating things that have happened on this show to people who we're talking about?
Yeah.
Just pulling up beside Paris Hilton. Tony Martin reckons you're not very interesting. Pulling up beside Britney Spears. Tony Martin reckons monkeys are choosing your clothes.
Those aren't jumper pants. But,
How is now, our listeners have been sent, I haven't got the file here, it's too big to lug up the stairs, but photos coming in off the email.
Fantastic.
Jumper pants.
Das Jumper Panten.
It's taken off.
Das Jumper Trouser.
That's right.
Turn your smile into a frown. Turn your wardrobe upside down. Jumper pants.
Copyright Greg Fleet.
That makes me want to go out and buy a pair. In fact, I'm wearing one upside down.
Yeah,
it
you
looks
are.
like a jumper, but it's actually Das Punten. But that guy, I don't know what his name is, but he deserves some sort of Triple M, prize like on the phone ringing.
It's the fourth time it's happened in the history of the show. A guest phone has gone off. You're going to have to answer it on air.
I won't answer it, but I'll tell you.
Come on, why won't you answer it?
Is that your...
I've never seen you look that worried. Do it.
Oh, do you want me to?
Do it.
Nat? What you'll find very weird is you're currently on Triple M. I'm actually on air on Triple M, and
it's national.
And it's national, and they've just made me answer the phone. So this is my friend Natalie, who actually is currently, and we do think this is ironic, playing a virgin lawyer on Neighbours.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I know. Oh, yes, I've seen that character.
They've seen you. They know about you.
Yeah.
And
great virgin work, by the way.
It's amazing.
It's Dean Guy. I like virgin work.
It's very good virgin work. And if you know Nat, you'll know it shows what an incredible actress she is. All right, look, I better go.
I better go.
I'm glad that didn't go to air. Going by Greg's face.
I better go, but I'll give you a call after when I get off air.
Okay.
All right.
Say hi to Toadfish for us.
They said say hi to Toady.
And don't forget to drop by and collect your Dingo album.
Okay.
Somebody has to.
See ya.
All right, thank you.
Sorry.
Very much.
I'll turn my phone off.
Natalie. Now, what's going on? I know you follow the Neighbours, Ed, and you've got friends who are in it. And,
I've
of
got
course,
friends,
Greg Fleet famously killed Daphne back in the 80s.
And yet I'm still friends with people who are in the show. Isn't that shows what a big-hearted show it is?
They don't know what you're capable of, Greg.
Well, yeah, exactly. I sometimes get together with Natalie and have coffee and stuff, but you can just see that small. She's a great person. She's a good friend, but there's just part of me.
You're
she's
always
been in
holding
Neighbours.
a brick.
Yeah.
How exactly did you kill Daphne? Because some of our listeners claim you ran her down, and others claim you hit her with a house brick.
No, my favourite.
I love the half a house brick.
That you threw half a house brick while she was just sitting there minding her own business in a cafe and knocked her out.
That would be the half a house brick is my weapon of choice. Come the invasion of the zombies. That and the nail gun, obviously. But half a house brick's a beauty. No, I drove her off the road, but the weird thing was you never actually saw it happen, I don't think, because it would have cost like more than $1.
So what, there was just a shot of you with like orange reflecting off your face?
Well, the weirdest thing was like we were such one-dimensional bad guys, and the weird thing was it was me and my actual real-life flatmate were the two baddies.
Really?
And we not only did that to her, like drove her off the road and killed her, by skylarking, I think we were. But then she dies, and her last line was, "I love you, Clarky." And she dies in hospital. And then we drive around to her grieving husband and brand new baby's house and abuse them. Like you would do that, drove past going, "Ah, killed your wife, hey!" And we got off in court but they're weeping and grieving the loss of their
Did
partner.
you get off so you didn't go to jail?
No. The Fleet men don't do no time.
Wow, that's a bitter sort of irony for Neighbours, isn't it?
Oh, they call me the octopus.
So what happened to your character?
I ended up wearing a really bad wig in Grease. And I mean the musical Grease. My character just drove off into the sunset with his mate to go kill other people in other shows. I thought it was going to be the start of a
I see.
gun for hire.
Yeah. You can off John Howard on All Saints.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody needs to die in a soapy, give us a call. I'm there.
Greg will bring own house brick.
Yeah, well, house brick, like car stroke half house brick.
So that was really an open-ended sort of deal.
You could come back.
You could come back.
Yeah, I could come back and ice some more people. And
because of the deaths recently, who was pushed? The one-legged bloke? Was he pushed off?
Paul Robinson got pushed off a cliff but survived.
Oh, hang on. We don't know if he was pushed off or if he was stabbed off.
Okay.
We have talked about that.
Sorry. Hey, let's sizzle that up for next.
Yeah.
I was going to bed last night and E! Entertainment News was on.
Yes.
And I reached, and between me walking to the TV and turning the switch off, so it's about 4 seconds, this sentence came out. How many offensive things are in this one sentence? After this break, Joey Fatoni with his new Dancing with the Stars Rat Pack. That's why the lady... Click, that's when I got it off. And you're like, I'm up off the couch. Joey Fatoni, 1.
Bang. Bang.
With his Dancing with the Stars. 2.
Bang.
Rat Pack. 3. And then murdering the lady is a click. Off. How many things? Like bang, bang, whack. You're down on the ground. Here's another one to go on with. You couldn't process how many things were wrong with that sentence.
You're a corpse, and your spirit is floating away, and you can still see your corpse being beaten by the people at E! News with more of his Rat Pack buddies.
What was that story you were sizzling up?
Well, it involves Tony Martin and Gregory Fleet as a double act. We were doing a show together. You will remember this.
This is about 17 years ago.
About 17 years ago at what was then called the...
Yes.
And it was in...
Yes.
But we were doing a show. There was this big kind of dressing room area with a pool table and stuff, and we used to wait there before the show. And a guy had been found at the bottom of the escalator, dead.
This is true.
And he'd been stabbed, and it was at that stage, I think it was fair to say, that whole sort of area was controlled by colourful racing identities.
That's right. It was an earlier time, the early 90s.
Yes,
Oh, it's wild.
One of these guys, what do you call them, connected guys, soprano-ish kind of guys, comes into the room in his suit and goes, hey, listen, guys, tonight in the show, we don't want you talking about that guy that was found dead. And we're kind of like, oh, okay. And he was found at the bottom of this escalator. Anyway, look, at this stage, we don't know whether he fell off or whether he got stabbed off. And you go, stabbed off? Like, and it was so casual to him. Like, this guy's obviously stabbed people off a few things, you know. Like, he was, a man was today stabbed off his bicycle, you know. Like, we don't know whether he fell off or got stabbed off. So, you know, just don't jump to conclusions.
But
Tony
there's a
Martin,
knife sticking out of him, mate.
Yeah, but he might have been stabbed after he was off.
Oh, that's true.
He
Yeah,
could have been stabbed on the way down.
Yeah, true.
But Tony Martin then, of course, that very night we all talked about it a lot. And Tony Martin went to the extreme of going to the I Dream of Jeannie song and singing stabbed off, or pushed off, stabbed off, or pushed off, stabbed off, or pushed off, stabbed.
And yes, I spent 10 years in the witness protection program. And I think that area at the top of the escalator became known to everyone in comedy as Miller's Crossing.
It did too.
For several years.
That's right, it did.
I'll meet you at Miller's Crossing. All right. It's Tony Martin, Ed Cavalier and Richard Marsland.
These are people who like to stand in the outer in the days before the Chardonnay-sipping theatre set took over.
What are you talking about, Rexard? What does that mean?
That's from Biff's Bumps and Brawlers 2.
Oh, yeah.
Nick sent that to us on the email. Thank you, Nick.
Right.
And that's him complaining that the Chardonnay set has taken over football.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's pretty much just Jeffrey Rush and Angela Punch McGregor telling you what to do. When you get down to a football match, just Sigrid Thornton handing out the jumpers.
Leo Schofield walking onto the... I don't know what it's called, a field, is it?
You didn't know what that was called,
With
did you?
Cheese for everybody. Is that what goes on in the football these days? The Chardonnay set have ruined it for everybody.
Well, I've got a membership with Barry Otto, but
do you?
Apart from that, I don't mind a Shardy if one's going.
Look, while we're talking about AM radio nutbags, I see that Lawsy has decided to give things away.
The man with the golden headphones.
The headphones as well. We knew about the microphone. I've seen the blokes installing the microphone.
Oh, that's right. You said it's the guys in the coats.
2 blokes in dust coats come out. It's like cordoned off. The whole place is roped off. And as we've said before, you don't need a gold microphone.
No.
Radio studios look the same everywhere. There's no point. No. They all look like student radio. Howard Stern sits in what looks like, Triple R. It's like having a gold toilet brush at a sewage treatment plant. A gold microphone, but I didn't know about the gold headphones.
Oh, they look beautiful.
Do you? I saw some footage on the news of Russell Crowe calling him up.
Yeah.
It was like a competition to see who could use the word mate.
More authentically.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, mate. Good to speak to you, mate. Yes, you're a good mate. Stop saying mate! Stop it!
You're a busy man, Tone. Off air, Cecilia commented on liking your T-shirt.
Yeah.
And you said, I'm too busy. I haven't had time to read my own T-shirt.
I don't know what's on there.
Is it a Robert Crumb?
It's tabled
animation?
for later. I'm not sure. I just threw this on.
Very nice.
Sorry.
It'll be. I want to sizzle it up for later.
But you were talking about the man and his music.
Yeah. Oh, yes. John Laws, the mind and the music.
Sorry,
I
mine.
brought in one of his great albums. I thought, let's commemorate Laws. He's been in this game a lot longer than us.
Absolutely.
Look at this. This is an album from 1973. John Laws, The Mind and the Music.
Oh, my
goodness.
On the back.
Is that the most denim ever on an album cover?
Well, see,
what? Some kind of record?
To me, the mind and the music should be like a moody sort of Rod McEwen sort of shot, half lit. And
nice.
What's happened is somebody said to him, hey, this punk rock's really big. I reckon you got to get out in an alleyway, looking a bit sort of Will and Limo against a brick wall. John Law's The Mind and the Music. And someone's gone, oh, punk rock, have it sprayed.
Oh, graffiti style.
Graffiti style. That's a new thing the kids are into. And someone's gone, oh, that's a bit unruly. You better get a sign writer to do it really nicely. So the cover of The Mind and the Music is John Laws looking like Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver in a back alley, leaning moodily against a wall amidst the syringes and used condoms, while John Law's The Mind and the Music is written like the person who'd write Bargains in the window of Myers.
Well, he's flouting convention because he's standing next to a no standing sign.
Bang!
It's brilliant.
And on the back, credits, words, John Laws, music, John Laws, executive producer, John Laws. Couldn't that have been covered in one line?
No.
Really?
No.
So what I thought we'd do in tribute to Lawsy and his retirement is every day I'm going to read a different quote from the cover of John Law's The Mind and the Music, because it's just covered in quotes from, I don't know, journos. Listen to this. The Bulletin, Zachariah Evans.
Ooh, Zachariah.
Each guru has his own inimitable style. The most clearly defined is that of Big John, whose word and name is Laws. His sexy gravel voice persona not only keeps his female fans in ecstatic thraldom.
Look at that. Nikki is attacking her soup with ecstatic thraldom.
She's pregnant again. How did that happen?
But because of his husky open road recordings.
Open road?
He's also big with the truckies.
Yep.
If we could find a turntable in this place, we could play some of this damn thing.
I'll tell you what was interesting last night is that they were playing some footage from some of his radio days 50 years ago.
Right, yeah.
And not exactly the most polite man to call us. People going, hi, John, speak up. This is his opening gambit.
Was Chips Rafferty calling it? How you going, mate? Good, mate. How are you, mate? Good one, mate. People are wondering what is the real reason for John Law's retirement.
Absolutely.
Here's a clip that went out on his website last night. Have a listen to this.
You know, a lot of people have been asking me, why are you giving it away at this stage of the game? After all this time and all of the other scum. Let's face it, that's what they are. You've seen them off. You've sent them packing. Why blink now? Well, I guess it's because I've seen the writing on the wall. Oh, yeah. And that writing simply says Marsland. Oh, yeah. He's a cocky young man with a head full of ideas. But it's working for him. I've seen him on Rove, dancing about with pixelated genitalia. And good luck to him. I'm far too old for that sort of thing. I'll leave the ghoulie work to Marsland. I mean, he's got so many names. Marslando Calrissian, Ricky M, Matthew McConaughey's bitch. I mean, I can't compete with that sort of thing. And I'm not going to. He called me one night. And I think it was then that I knew it was time to give things away. He said something to me that, well, it was undeniable. And the truth of it, I guess, led to this decision. He said simply,
after all is said and done, the race is not over. It's almost done. You're a winner.
And that was it. I guess I knew the jig was up when I first heard the young Richard Marsland on the Oral 6 program with Bessie Bardo. And I thought, why go on? I can't say the word scrotum that many times and not be faced with a hefty fine, but somehow Marsland has made it work for him. He doesn't mind potty talk. He doesn't mind a bit of teabagging and upskirting, and, well, good luck to him. If this is broadcasting, then I'm out of here. And I'll leave you with these words.
Move in violations when I move. Watch me.
Oh, there you
Wow.
go. You've white-handed the golden tonsils now, have you,
The
Richard?
torch has been passed. What can I say?
I knew when you had your copy of the Ballad of Judge Roy Bean that something was up. Tony, who is Judge Roy Bean?
I don't know. Some sort of hanging advocate from a previous era.
The laws he likes.
He'll often read out a poem called The Ballad of Judge Roy Bean before he declares that someone caught graffitiing should be hung, taken from this place and hung by the neck. Possibly the person who graffitied the cover of John Law's The Mind and the Music.
But what's the mind going to turn to now? If the mind's off for riots and
we are going to have
pensioners.
This record cover is going to have to go up on our website.
Yes.
We haven't had any show business gossip. People need to know about Paris Hilton, apparently. Nothing.
Stinging for news.
I'm looking through the women's mags. You know, when the bombshell is dropped that Woody Harrelson may be handing Matthew McConaughey a marijuana cigarette, that's hardly a bombshell, is it?
Is it Woody Harrelson is dressed as a lava lamp in that photograph as well?
Of course he is. And Matthew McConaughey still doesn't own a shirt.
Where did he get all that hair? Where did Matthew McConaughey get flowing locks from near baldness?
I don't know. It's like John Travolta. Did you see the shot of John Travolta in the Who magazine where you could see a bit of cheesecloth up top? Very suspicious. I heard, you won't be able to confirm this, Mr. Marson, but when John Travolta was on Rove, I hear that the whole dressing room area was like cordoned off for about 2 hours while the hair was installed.
Oh, really?
And when I went in on Thank God You're Here, I put that to the makeup women and they denied everything.
Is that right?
As Scientology minders leapt in to strangle them.
The Travolta period was before my time.
Travolta, most suspicious here. Cage, second most suspicious.
But Cage's is pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know, like it's getting to the point where it's kind of...
And he'll often just wear a mock bell for a whole movie. National treasure, what was going on there? I heard he sacked his entire 17-man entourage after seeing what his hair looked like in National Treasure.
Because no one had the guts to say,
No.
dude, it's a cat. It's still got the collar on. It's meowing. It's lapping a saucer of milk during takes.
Get this, it's blown out to 2 hours, 11 to 1 weekdays on the Triple M network.